More wins means more excitement at New Mexico, where they hope to continue the upward trend under second-year head coach Bob Davie, who led the Lobos to 4 wins in the first year of a major rebuilding project. Coach joins us now. Coach, you said the team's spring media guide that last year was about just getting a team on the field and being competitive. What are the goals for year 2?
You know, probably more of the same. I mean, you mentioned it right there in the open about a major rebuilding job, and certainly it is. I mean, I don't have to convince anybody else of that. But the point was a year ago. You hear so much kind of coaches talk about changing the culture and getting an identity, and that couldn't be more true than what we did here in our first year at New Mexico. So it was more about just how do we do things? What are the expectations? How do you do things on a consistent basis? And, hopefully here in the second year, just the level of X and O's, the level of how we play and execute, we can improve on.
Coach, New Mexico was last in the conference in rushing in 2011, jumped all the way to second last year in the new pistol offense. How important is the quarterback in that system, and who will lead you into next year?
Yeah, we're actually right now as we rebuild this program, it's in our best interest to be a triple option team. Where everybody in the country's speeding the game up, getting as many snaps as they can get. We're kind of slowing the game down. But the quarterback in our offense, as any offense, is really key. And we've got a young guy, Cole Gauchi, that started last year for us as a true freshman. Came in here and really did some great things for a true freshman to be thrown into that. A year ago we played a good portion of the second half of the season without a scholarship quarterback. Both Cole Gauchi and B.R. Holbrook, our senior, were injured. So we really were down to, the second half of Fresno, the second half of Air Force, we were in Wildcat the whole second half with a wide receiver at quarterback. So hopefully we're through some of those growing pains and we have a little more depth.
After you left Notre Dame, you spent the next decade in the broadcast booth as an analyst. Did you always believe, though, you would return to coaching, and what made New Mexico in 2011 the right place at the right time to come back?
That's a great point. I think, when I first went to ESPN, I thought it was going to be 1 year. I really did. And it was really so good and so rewarding, and my family situation was great that I was really slow to leave. To get paid for doing college football games on television, man, it's kind of like your job. Those jobs are hard to find now. Those are good jobs. But just, living in the Southwest, we had moved to Phoenix. Albuquerque is in the Southwest. It's a chance to come in and just put your name on a program that's down at a place people say, man, how can you do it there? Just all those things came together at the right time, and I feel very fortunate, quite honestly, to have this opportunity after being out 10 years.
As it is with any coach who walks the sidelines at Notre Dame, you're forever part of a rich history and tradition there in South Bend. How did it feel to see them back in national title contention again?
Honestly, and I'm being sincere with this, it felt great to me. It really did. I mean, now, I'm going to be honest, 10 years ago when I first was fired at Notre Dame, I'm not sure I could have said that quite so easily. I'm just being honest. Human nature is, when you leave a place, there's probably always a little bit of bitterness, but I couldn't be more happy now. I really am proud of the fact that I was at Notre Dame. I look back on it and say, man, I wish I could have the opportunity to do it again. And I'm really happy for them. That is a unique place.
Coach Bob Davie, thanks very much for spending some time with us, and best of luck this season.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Check back each day for a new spring spotlight, including interviews with fellow Mountain West coaches Chris Peterson from Boise State and Fresno State's Tim DeRuyter on CampusInsiders.com.